I met Lindsay 9 years ago at a 4th of July barbecue, the kind where the beer is cheap and the fireworks are just close enough to feel a thrill but far enough that no one loses a hand. She was wearing a sundress and laughing at something her sister said. I remember thinking she had the kind of laugh that made people want to tell more jokes. That night, she told me she loved hot dogs more than hamburgers and hated the feel of sand between her toes. A year later, I married her anyway on a beach. We were happy. At least I thought we were. Our life was simple, comfortable, predictable. She worked part-time at a non-profit, doing community outreach or something equally admirable. I managed a mid-size printing business my dad passed down. We had Taco Tuesdays, Netflix Saturdays, and a shared grocery list on the fridge that we both pretended to update. It started with bananas. I know that sounds ridiculous, but that's what she told me later. She was at Bensley's Market on a quiet Thursday morning while I was buried in invoices at work. She needed bananas for the banana bread she liked to make when she was anxious, and she couldn't find any ripe ones. That's when she met Ryan. Ryan. He's 27, maybe 28. Works the morning shift in produce. Wears a name tag with a little smiley face drawn next to his name. Lindsay said he made a joke about underripe bananas being a metaphor for modern dating, and she laughed. Then she said she laughed too hard. They started talking. That first day, just about fruit and baking. The second time, about books. Third time, she says, about how lonely she was feeling. I didn't know any of this at the time. All I knew was that she'd started going to Bensley's a lot more often than necessary. She used to shop once a week, then it was twice, then 3 times. One day I found a receipt for only 2 items, vanilla extract and heavy cream, and I asked her why she didn't just wait to get those with the rest of the groceries. She said she forgot we were out. I believed her. Our anniversary came and went with a quiet dinner at home. I got her a bracelet. She gave me socks. We laughed about how old we were getting, how anniversaries used to mean candlelit restaurants and now they meant early bedtimes and practical gifts. She seemed distant that night, but I chalked it up to stress. Work. Life. Whatever. Then one Saturday, I got home early from the shop. I was supposed to be at a networking event out of town, but the client canceled last minute. I didn't call her. Thought I'd surprise her. I pulled into the driveway and saw her car was gone. No big deal. Maybe she was running errands. I went inside. The house smelled like cinnamon and lemon. Her banana bread. Still warm on the counter. She hadn't left a note, but I figured she'd be back soon. But something didn't sit right with me. I saw her phone charging in the kitchen. That was odd, she always took it with her. Maybe she forgot it. I don't know why I did it, but I tapped the screen. No password. Just a recent text thread at the top. Ryan, grocery boy shopping cart. Can't stop thinking about yesterday. I felt something lurch in my stomach. I opened the thread. There were pictures. Not naked, but close enough to crush me. A selfie of him shirtless. One of her sitting in what looked like the break room, wearing that red sweater I bought her last Christmas. She was smiling in a way I hadn't seen in months. I scrolled. I saw the words yours, miss you, and next time bring whipped cream. My hand went numb. I sat down on the stool by the counter and stared at the bread she made for me. Or maybe for him. I didn't call her. I didn't text. I just sat there for what felt like hours until I heard her car in the driveway. She came in with grocery bags and that smile she used to have just for me. When she saw my face, the smile fell. You're home early, she said, voice trembling. Yeah, I said. Guess I missed a lot. She opened her mouth, probably to lie. But I didn't let her. Was it just flirting? I asked. No, she whispered. I nodded. That was the moment something inside me cracked, not loudly like a thunderclap, but quietly, like a splinter in wood you don't notice until it breaks. The silence that followed her no was like being underwater, everything muffled, suspended in pressure. She didn't cry. I didn't scream. We just stood there in the kitchen, with the banana bread cooling on the counter between us, like some absurd monument to a simpler time. I didn't mean for it to happen, she said finally, her voice as thin as tissue paper. No one ever does, I replied. I wish I could say I raged. That I shattered something, or stormed out, or said something that would make me feel like I had taken back a piece of what was stolen. But I didn't. I just sat there, the phone still in my hand, the screen dim now, her betrayal fading into black. How long? I asked. About 2 months, she said. But I've known him since, maybe last spring. Did you love him? She hesitated. No, she said, but it sounded more like a question than an answer. Lindsay cried that night. Not the sobbing, apologetic kind of crying I might have expected. More like leaking, quiet and slow, like grief working its way out from under her skin. I didn't comfort her. I didn't touch her. I just stared at the wall behind her, at the framed picture of us on our honeymoon in Colorado. She was smiling in it, squinting into the sun. I wondered if that smile was ever really mine. I didn't sleep that night. Around 3 a.m., I got in my truck and drove. Nowhere in particular. Just away. I ended up parked outside Bensley's. It was closed, of course, the lot empty except for a few shopping carts straggling near the corrals. I sat there and pictured him, Ryan, rearranging apples, flirting with bored housewives and lonely hearts, thinking he was some kind of grocery store Casanova. The thought didn't even make me angry. It made me tired. The next day, I packed a bag. Told her I needed space. She didn't fight me on it. In fact, she almost looked relieved. I stayed with my brother for a while. Told him what happened. He offered to help me move out completely, no questions asked. But I wasn't sure yet. I needed time to think, to feel something. She texted me after a week. Just one line. I'm sorry. I ended it. I don't know what to do without you. I didn't respond. Another week passed. Then another. Finally, I went back not to fix things, but to talk. Really talk. We sat on opposite sides of the living room like strangers in a waiting room. She looked thinner. Her eyes were hollow, like she'd been walking through every day with a weight pressing down on her chest. I'm not here to punish you, I said. But I need to understand. She nodded and told me everything. The first kiss was behind the loading dock. The first time they slept together was in his car, parked in the back lot. She said it felt like stepping into a different life, one where she wasn't a wife, where she didn't have responsibilities or expectations. Just impulse and freedom. But I came home, she said. Every time, I came home. That's not the comfort you think it is, I told her. I moved back into the house a few days later. Not because I forgave her, but because I needed closure. We agreed on therapy. Not couples therapy, not yet. Just our own separate paths to make sense of the wreckage. Months passed. The banana bread stopped showing up on the counter. I stopped checking her phone. Eventually, I even stopped picturing Ryan's face every time I closed my eyes. One day, we were cleaning out the garage and she found the bracelet I gave her for our last anniversary, still in the box. I never wore it, she said. I didn't feel like I deserved it. You didn't, I said. But I gave it to you anyway. That night, she slept on the couch, like she had been for months. But in the morning, when I came down for coffee, she was sitting at the table with 2 mugs. Mine had my name on it in faded blue letters. Maybe we could start over, she said. I didn't answer right away. Just took the mug, sipped, and stared out the window. I didn't know if I could love her the same way again. But maybe, just maybe, I could learn to love myself better this time. And maybe that was enough of a beginning.